83 seconds, get it off him!
The producers of Talk to Me based the marketing campaign around hyping it as the scariest film of the year, just like The Flash was marketed as the best comic book movie of the year. But unlike The Flash, Talk to Me might actually be right about its hyperbolic claim. It's certainly a lot scarier than most of the other horror films we've had in 2023. It's scarier than Megan and 65 and Scream 6 and Knock at the Cabin and Cocaine Bear and Beau is Afraid and The Haunted Mansion. It has some strong competition from Infinity Pool and Evil Dead Rise, but I honestly think it might be scarier than them too.
I'm not gonna stop.
Watching Talk to Me is the only time I've ever witnessed walkouts at a cinema. Once it set up its premise of a grief-stricken young woman using a magical embalmed hand to communicate with her dead mother, and the portal to the spirit world remains open, directors Danny and Michael Filippo do a terrific job of sustaining the intensity of the terror for the rest of the film, to the point that it was too much for some people to handle.
Oh, he's scared of blood!
Oh dear.
Talk to Me's sustained feeling of dread reminded me of Hereditary. Very early on in the movie, the characters are already past the point of no return, and the rest of the runtime is a rapid descent into madness. Once the demons have their hooks in them, they're completely fucked. It's a question of when they'll meet a horrible fate, not if. I really appreciated the use of practical effects over CGI. CGI never really works in horror. You can get away with using CGI in superhero films where you're already predisposed to suspend your disbelief, but in horror films you really have to believe what you're seeing to be scared by it, and Talk to Me does that beautifully.
What if we opened the door but we didn't shut it?
The actors were all incredible. Their performances went a long way towards selling the reality of the story, especially Sophie Wilde in the lead role as Mia. That felt like a star-making performance. The character's attitude towards the hand is a bit cavalier at first, and they make some very careless and questionable decisions before finally realizing that fucking around with the dead might be a bad idea. But I don't think that's really a plot hole, because you can't underestimate the stupidity of teenagers. In some cases, Talk to Me is more gruesome than scary. When young Riley has his body taken over by the spirits, he starts smashing his head against the table and the walls, and it's really shocking and unnerving. But it could be said that these scenes are just gory and ultra-violent, as opposed to a well-crafted cinematic scare. But I think these scenes with Riley are effective, because the terror doesn't just come from the gruesomeness. It comes from the inexplicable nature of the violence. It looks like self-harm, but it also looks like he has no control over it. The directors linger on these scenes for a really long time, because they know that the longer they go on, the more uncomfortable and unsettled the audience will be. Some people might call that a cheap thrill, but I thought they pulled it off really well. The most frightening thing about Talk to Me, and the reason it sticks with you long after it's over, is its ingenious ending. The ending brings the whole story full circle in a hauntingly poetic way. Like all the best horror movie endings, from The Mist to Night of the Living Dead, the ending of Talk to Me has a devastating ironic bite. The movie started with Mia communicating with the dead as part of a party game, and she immediately came face to face with the spirit of a dead man. And at the end, she becomes a spirit herself, and she is the dead person that a frightened partygoer comes face to face with in his own game of Talk to the Hand. Mia spent the whole film intrigued by the spirit world, and ultimately ended up trapped there as a lost soul. It's an ending you won't forget about anytime soon. Since we're only halfway through the year, it's too early to declare Talk to Me to be the scariest movie of the year, but it's definitely in with a chance. In both the positive and negative reviews of Talk to Me, the critics could all agree on one thing: this movie will mess you up. It's the scariest movie of the year so far, and it'll take something truly horrifying and emotionally scarring to top it. I don't know if The Nun 2 will manage it.
What are you doing? She's standing there.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked the video. Remember to like and subscribe and click on the little bell. And also seize the day and call your mom and be kind to yourself.